ॐ सर्वधर्मस्थापकस्त्वं सर्वधर्मस्वरूपकम् आचार्यनो महाचार्यो रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं सरदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे त्रयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुम्। परतत्त्वेत स्वदालिनो रामकृष्णा समाज्ञया यो धर्मस्थापनरतो वीरेशं तं नमाम्यहम्। कालिन्दी फुल्लकमले माधवेन किरारत ब्रह्मानन्दं नमस्तुभ्यं सद्गुरु लोकनायकः। योगानन्द प्रेमानन्दश्चान्वये च पार्षदः रामकृष्ण गतो प्राणां सर्वानस्तां प्रणमाम्यहम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै শ্রীগুরবে নমঃ। নমস্কার, সকলকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি আজকের এই পাঠ এবং আলোচনায়। আমরা সকলেই জানি আজ হচ্ছে ঠাকুরের অন্যতম পার্ষদ শ্রীমৎ স্বামী ত্রিগুণাতীতানন্দজি মহারাজের শুভ জন্মতিথি। সারদা প্রসন্ন মহারাজের জন্মদিনের উপলক্ষে তার জীবন ও বাণী পাঠে আমরা একত্র হয়েছি। গত 2রা ফেব্রুয়ারি 2022 আমরা শ্রীমৎ স্বামী ব্রহ্মানন্দজি মহারাজের জন্মতিথি পালন করেছিলাম। স্বামী ব্রহ্মানন্দজি মহারাজ সারদা প্রসন্ন মহারাজের থেকে 2 বছরের বড়। 1865-এ মহারাজের জন্ম হয়েছিল এবং ব্রহ্মানন্দজি মহারাজের 1863-তে, এবং এরকম দুদিনের গ্যাপ দিয়েই হয়েছিল ডেটটা। এবং the family name of Swami Trigunatitananda ji was Sharada Prasanna Mitra, and though the name was so long, Sharada Prasanna Mitra, so Swamiji shortened it as Trigunatita. Thus he got the name Swami Trigunatitananda ji, and his non-monastic name was Sarada Prasanna Maharaj. He was born in the aristocratic family of 24 Parganas. That too means Brahmanandaji Maharaj was also born in 24 Parganas on 30th January 1865. And there is many similarities in the naming of both Raja Maharaj and Sarada Prasanna Maharaj. The parents of Raja Maharaj gave the name Rakhal by assuming that in their belief that he was born by the grace of Lord Krishna. And Sharada Prasanna Maharaj's parent believed that he was born by the grace of Divine Mother Durga, and thus they named their child after her, the Sharada Prasanna Mitra. For education, he was sent to Calcutta. As a student, he showed great brilliance by his charming behavior and sweet manners, and he endeared himself to all. While a boy of 14, he was admitted in the 4th class of Metropolitan Institute of Shampukut, where Mahendranath Gupta or M was the great devotee, Master Mashai Shri Mo, a great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, and that time he was the headmaster of the Metropolitan Institution of Shampukut. So from there only Sharada Prasanna Maharaj got to know about Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsadev, and from there only he passed the entrance examination. Everybody expected that Sharada would pass the examination with great distinction and win prizes and scholarship, but fate was against him. Sharada lost his gold watch on the second day of the examination through some carelessness. This so much upset him that he could no longer normally write the examination paper, and he passed in the second division to the great disappointment of all. This made Sharada so grief-stricken that for weeks together he kept sorrowing over his lot. So as he was lost his watch, so he was not able to concentrate. Srimo loved Sarada dearly, finding his favorite boy so depressed in spirit. One day, on 27 December 1884, he took him to Sri Ramakrishna at Dakshineshwar. Thus, a trifling thing like the loss of the gold watch became the indirect cause of the great future event. So, in the life of Maharaj, that loss of the watch, that was in the whole world, that was a very small incident. That took him to Sri Ramakrishna. A pure soul like Sharada was at once attracted towards the great saint of Dakshineshwara, and he began to go to him whenever he could make time. For his very boyhood, he showed rare religious disposition and found delight in the worship. In this, he was greatly helped by his father, who spent the greater portion of his day in spiritual practices, and he began to read scriptures, and so retentive was his memory that even at an early age he learned by heart more than 100 Sanskrit hymns. The contact with the master further stimulated his religious spirit, and the master also kept a keen eye on the training of his boy devotee. Brought up in the atmosphere of an aristocratic family, Sharada looked upon works as reserved for the menials. But on one hot day, Sarada arrived at Dakshineshwar. The master asked the boy to bring water and wash his feet. There were many friends of Sharada standing near, which made the situation all more embarrassing. Sharada's face became flushed with the sense of humiliation. He didn't know what to do, but the master definitely asked him again to do the work. So one day he arrived at Dakshineshwar, and the master asked the boy to bring water and uh, wash the feet of Sri Ramakrishna. Ordered him, might be tasting how much he could do. So the master was asking, and he was with their friends gone, and he was feeling very humiliated, embarrassing sense of humiliation. But this incident forever broke down with the feeling of aristocracy in the innocent boy, implanted him a spirit of service. Sarada now joined the Metropolitan College. In the first year, he prosecuted his studies regularly and acquired a name as a bright student. But as he visited Dakshineshwar became more and more frequent, Sarada began to show growing indifference in secular learning. His parents became alarmed at this. They thought marriage might give a turn. Without his knowledge, he made all the marriage arrangement for it. But as soon as Sarada got scent of this, he fled away from the house. So as the parents of Rahal Maharaj also did not want at first did not want him to means not to be so religious. So they have a what he did, he married he made a marriage to Raja Maharaj. Same with case, but as soon as Sarada Prasanna Maharaj came to know about this, he fled from the house. He ran away from the house. He first went to see the master to tell him about the plan to go to Puri on foot, and carefully suppressing the fact that he had left the house without the knowledge of his parents. On the way to Puri, he had varied experiences. Once for 2 days he was without food, hungry and tired, walked on. So he faced many difficulties. He thought that he would be some village in the evening, but to his utter dismay, he found himself in a deep forest, and deeper became the forest as he took advance. In that helpless condition, he took shelter in the branches of the tree for the night. But when he was asleep, he was called by a stranger and given food. In the morning, Sharada searched the whole forest, but he saw no human habitation in it. He was lost to where from he had came from the stranger who befriended him in night. So you can see indirectly also, Thakuris might be that stranger, whom is not known to him, would be Thakur Sri Ramakrishna or Goddess Kali, because Thakur Sri Ramakrishna, we have seen in many examples that he have never left his disciples, his sons, alone in a very long journey. In the case of Swamiji, in the case of Rahal Maharaj, we can see various examples as there. His parents, however, made their way to Puri and caught him. Sharada was brought back to home. There was only 1 month before the first arts examination. Though he had been out of touch his book for almost a whole year, but only 1 month preparation, he passed the examination creditably. Okay, he passed the examination creditably. So there was a good result for him, and to and to change the mind of Sarada by some supernatural means, his elder brother performed a sacrificial ceremony lasting for about a month and a half and costing a good deal of money. At the end of the ceremony, however, the priest declared that the mind of Sarada would be difficult to change and a destiny to be sannyasi. So their family do a jagya to change his mind, but unfortunately, after spending a good money, the priest also told that he have to be a sannyasi. He cannot change their mind. Never doubted this brother of Sarada tried various means to put obstacles in the path of renunciation, but as everything failed, he frankly prayed to the disciple of Sri Ramakrishna to persuade Sharada to take the worldly life. When Sharada knew all these things, he got annoyed and joined the monastery at Paranapur. But here, too, he was often disturbed by his relations, to avoid whom he once actually made an unsuccessful attempt to fly away. At Tismat, young disciple of the master, took sannyasa ceremonially. We know in the 25th December in Atpur, and he changed their old names, and Sharada was named to Trigunatitananda, or Trigunatita, as he was usually called, Trigunatita. Swami Vivekananda once taunted him for his long name and asked to shorten him that whole Trigunatitananda, and thus he was usually called by the name of Trigunatita. He also went to the San Francisco, and today we shall be knowing that how was his life in that place. As a result of the vigilant care and ceaseless industry of Swami Trigunatita, the work in connection with the Udbodhan was being well organized. But Swamiji asked him to go to San Francisco and America to replace Swami Trigunatitananda Maharaj, who was returning to India. Swami Trigunatitananda was ready to go with any command of the leader, but that time Thakur was not there, and Swamiji was their leader and agreed to go to West, however much it might interference with his Indian mode of living. But unfortunately, Swamiji passed on 4th July 1902 unexpectedly. To his great grief of all brother disciples, Swami Trigunatita's departure was thus delayed. However, he sailed for America via Pacific Ocean for months after his sad event reached there on 2nd January 1903. That time there was a very sad moment because Swamiji was not there, Thakur was not there. The matter of dress for the new country he settled by going in Oriental custom. As regards to the question of food, he determined to maintain a strict vegetarian diet and not be able to get any acquired information as to the vegetable and fruits are grown in the USA. And he started on his voyage with the resolution to live necessary on his bread and water. He afterwards found a course that vegetables and cereals of all kinds are grown in abundance in that country. So we have look in the picture in today's program's thumbnail, the one he wore, that type of dress he used to wear in the outer countries. In the year 1904, in response to call, this Swami found a fertile field in the work of cities of Los Angeles in Southern California. So he also went there, LA. 425 miles from San Francisco. After organizing their classes there, he found it difficult in carrying on the work at that distance. And so in the same year, he wrote to India for the assistant Swami to take charge of that work. And the Swami who came up to take up the New York, was compelled to return in India for some reason of health at the end of the year. And on the afternoon of 9th January, the Swami aroused himself out of an apparently unconscious state, and in the course of conversation with the young disciples in charge, he said that he would leave the body the next day, 10th January, the birthday of Swami Vivekananda, just before 7:30 p.m. on 10th January. The young man was called out from the room for a few minutes, and when he returned, the Swamiji had already left the body from that plane from which he had been attracted to the earth by the Master to take up the whole salvation of humanity. So he fixed his date that on the birthday of Swamiji he only lived on the 10th January. That I think it might be the Tithi Puja in that year, and he passed on that day. Thus, a great soul whose life was devoted to spiritual unfoldment of man, a great yogi, the servant of all, left us. In what great esteem Swami Trigunatita was held in San Francisco could be judged from a large number of people who could attend his funeral service. These were not simply his student and disciple, but represented many sections of the society. Today, on his holy birthday, I would like to remember him, and I would pray to the feet of him, Goddess Kali, Goddess Saraswati, Sri Thakur Shri Ramakrishna, and Holy Mother Sarada Devi for all well-beings. Today on this holy occasion, tomorrow as there is Saraswati Puja, after Sandhya Arati, Matri Sangit will be performed. Om Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampaadhrita Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidam Tang Ramakrishnam Sirasa Namamyam Yatagnerdahika Shakti Ramakrishna Sthita Hya Sarva Vidya Swarupang Tang Saradang Pranamamyam Namashri Jatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukashvarupaya Swaminatapaharine Kalindi Pullakamale Madhavena Kirarata Brahmanandang Namastubhyam Sadguru Lokanayaka Yogananda Premananda Chandavai Yecha Parshada Ramakrishna Katapranang Saravan Stan Pranamamyam. ॐ ह्रीं ह्रीतां त्वामचलो गुणजित गुणेभ्यः नातां देवां सकरुणं तव पादपद्मम् मोहं कृशं बहुकृता न भजे यतो अहम् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो भक्तिर्भगश्च भजनं भवभेदकारी गच्छां तलं शुविपुलं गमनाय तत्त्वम् वक्रोद्धृतोऽपि हृदये न मे भाति किञ्चित् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो तेजस्तरान्ति तरितां त्वयि तृप्त तृष्णां रागं कृते ऋतपथे त्वयि रामकृष्णे मारतामृतां तव पदां मरणोर्विनाशाम् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो कृत्यां करोति कलुषां दोहकान्त
शिवं सुविमलम् तव नामो नाथ यस्मादहमशरणं जगदेककाम्या तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः ॐ नमः श्री भगवते राम कृष्णाय नमो नमः ॐ नमः श्री भगवते राम कृष्णाय नमो नमः ॐ नमः श्री भगवते राम कृष्णाय ते नमः सर्वमङ्गले मङ्गले शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते सृष्टि स्थिति विनाशानं शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणी नमोस्तुते शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राण परायणे सर्वसारथे हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते जय 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 भगवान श्री राम कृष्ण देव की जय जय महामाई की जय जय स्वामी जी महाराज जी की जय जय स्वामी त्रिगुणातीतानंद महाराज जी की जय संगीत संग्रह श्री रामकृष्ण संगीत जय जय रामकृष्ण भुवन मंगल दुशासी जय जय राम कृष्ण भुवन मंगल जय जय राम कृष्ण भुवन मंगल जय माता श्यामा सुधा ज्योति निर्मल जय माता श्यामा सुधा ज्योति निर्मल जय विवेक आनंद परम दयालु जय विवेक आनंद परम दयालु যোগানন্দ জয় লীলা সহচর যোগী যোগানন্দ জয় নিত্য নিরঞ্জন যোগী যোগানন্দ জয় নিত্য নিরঞ্জন জয় শশী গুরুপদে জয় শশী গুরুপদে জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ ভুবন মঙ্গল সেবা পর যোগী বর অদ্ভুত আনন্দ সেবা পর যোগী বর অদ্ভুত আনন্দ আবেদ আনন্দ জয় গান যোগরাজ ত্যাগ ব্রত পুরিয় যোগরাজ ত্যাগ ব্রত তুরিয় শারদ সুধীর শান্ত যেন গণনাথ জয় জয় শিব সেবা ব্রত গঙ্গাধর বীর জয় শিবে জ্ঞানানন্দ জয় শিবি জ্ঞানানন্দ প্রশান্ত গম্ভীর নবীন গোপাল মাতৃ সেবা পরায়ণ শারদা শারদা পদে শারদা শারদা পদে শারদা শারদা পদে কত প্রাণ মন জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ ভুবন মঙ্গল জয় মাতা শ্যামা সুধা হতে নির্মল জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ ভুবন মঙ্গল বালক চরিত্র জয় সুবোধ সরল বালক চরিত্র জয় সুবোধ সরল নববর ত্যাগ বীর বিবেক সম্বল কথামৃত পরিশোন গৌর জলধর কথামৃত পরিশোন গৌর জলধর গিরিশ বৈরাগ্য জয় বিশ্বাস জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ ভুবন মঙ্গল রাম কৃষ্ণ দাস দাস জয় সভাকার রাম কৃষ্ণ দাস দাস জয় সভাকার রাম কৃষ্ণ লীলা স্থান জয় বার বার রাম কৃষ্ণ লীলা স্থান জয় বার বার রাম কৃষ্ণ নাম জয় শ্রবণ মঙ্গল ভগত বাঞ্ছিত জয় ভগত বাঞ্ছিত জয় চরণ কমল जय महामाई की जय। जय श्री श्री काली माई की जय। এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী, এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী, ঢালো ঢালো নীরে শত দল শিরে সুন্দর সুবিমল হাসিনী, এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী, এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী। বাসিনী ডালো ডালো নীরে শত দল শিরে সুন্দর সুবিমল হাসিনী, এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী, এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী, বাসিনী এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী। মল্লার সুরে ঝঙ্কার ধীরে রুনু রুনু ঝুনু ঝুনু চরণ নুপুরে, মল্লার সুরে ঝঙ্কার ধীরে রুনু রুনু ঝুনু ঝুনু চরণ নুপুরে, এসো এসো ধীরে হৃদয়েরই তীরে, এসো এসো ধীরে হৃদয়েরই তীরে, বিনা বিনন্দিতি বাসিনী, এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী, এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী। ঢালো ঢালো নীরে শত দল শিরে সুন্দর সুবিমল হাসিনী এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী মল্লার সুরে ঝঙ্কার ধীরে ঝুনু রুনু ঝুনু ঝুনু চরণ নুপুরে মল্লার সুরে ঝঙ্কার ধীরে ঝুনু রুনু ঝুনু ঝুনু চরণ নুপুরে এসো এসো ধীরে হৃদয়েরই তীরে এসো এসো ধীরে হৃদয়েরই তীরে বিনা বিনন্দিত হাসিনী এসো মানস সরোবর হাসিনী মানস সরোবর বাসিনী ঢালো ঢালো নীরে শত দল শিরে সুন্দর সুবিমল বাসিনী মানস সরোবর বাসিনী এসো মানস সরোবর বাসিনী মানস সরোবর বাসিনী। মুজলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা শ্যামা পদ নীল কমলে শ্যামা পদ নীল কমলে কালী পদ নীল কমলে মুজলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা মুজলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা বিষয় মদ তুচ্ছ হলো আমাদের প্রশংসা করে মুছলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা মুছলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা বিষয় মদ তুচ্ছ হলো আমাদের প্রশংসা করে মুছলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা চরণ কালো ভ্রমর কালো কালে কালো মিশে গেল কণ্ঠ তত প্রধানত রঙ্গ দেবে বঙ্গ দিল বুঝলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা বুঝলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা যত বিষয় মধুপুঞ্জ হলো আমাদের প্রশংসা করে বুঝলো আমার মন ভ্রমরা কমলা কান্তের মনে আশা পূর্ণ এত দিনে কমলা কান্তের মনে আশা পূর্ণ এত দিনে সুখ দুঃখ সমান হলো তার সুখ দুঃখ সমান হলো তার আনন্দ সাগর তালে বুঝলো আমার हरि ओम तत्सत् श्रीमात्रि चरणारपणमस्तु जय श्री सरस्वती माँ की जय जय महामारी की जय जय श्री श्री काली माई की जय जय देवाधिदेव महादेव की जय।